Over to Hugh Carl and Philippa Tatis.
Thanks indeed, Ricky Swanell. Yeah, so on we go then with the Women's Round 16 World Cup games here in Cape Town and the Sevens Rugby World Cup for 2022. No room for error, as you've seen in the hunt for those gold medals 4 years on from San Francisco 2018. Next up, we have Canada taking on China. A quick look at the team sheets, and no understatement to say that Canada in the middle of a rebuilding process. Average age in the squad just 22 and a half years, so it's a young squad, it's an inexperienced squad, but they will be hoping to make names for themselves here on the biggest platform for women's sevens rugby against the Chinese, who are looking for their first ever victory in their opening match at a World Cup. So contrast in styles here, and as you can see, beautiful conditions all morning here in Cape Town for the opening day. First of three, the South Africans waiting for the first time of the Blitzbokke, and indeed the women's South African Sevens, who are on stage later on this evening when we are expecting a full house here at the magnificent stadium. But as we said, perfect conditions for Sevens rugby. The sun is out, it's not too hot, and the players are making the fans incredibly happy for time so far, with loads of tries in the matches already. So here we go then, for the first time in Cape Town, Canada and China take to the pitch. Alongside me, Wales finest Philippa Tatis. Canada will be the favourites to progress here, but it is a young squad, and China looking for their first ever victory in the opening World Cup game.
Yeah, you'd absolutely say that Canada are going to be the favourites. They are on the World Series, so they've constantly got that brilliant experience. But like you said, this is a team going through transition. 6 players made their debut on the World Series this year, whereas China, a bit more consistency through their squad, but they're not playing World Series Sevens. But they are fresh off the back of trying to get onto that World Series, as they competed in the Challenger event and got so close. So they're going to be looking out to prove a point. They're a good team, they're a very well drilled team. You'll see them trying to keep hold of the ball, whereas I would say Canada, bit more physical, bit more flair. I would edge them for this one.
Olivia Apps, the player in the centre of the pitch, 23 years of age, the only player to play all 33 Sevens Series matches this season so far, so she is consistent, and she will get this game underway, a place in the quarterfinals up for grabs. Canada start us off. First to get a touch was Piper Logan, just 21 years of age. It's going to come back on the red side, but a little bit messy to start us off. First touch for Brianne Nicholas, the captain, 28 years of age, most experienced player in terms of years on the Canadian side. And on goes Logan, her second touch of the game. First penalty, though, will go to China. And a quick tap and go. They're not waiting for the referee. Wang Zhao. I switch back inside. Out goes Mei Ling. Mei Ling still on her feet. Good tackle inside the 22. And a first chance for China to strike here. Out it goes from Zhao Yan. Switch in the midfield. Yao Yao. Ball goes wide for the very first time. It's a foot race for the line. They're going to get there. Yes, they are. Incredible first try. China have taken the lead here. And what a score that was by Hung Ting. 26 years of age, and she's off the mark already.
Wow, what a start from China. Brilliant defence there, weathering that early storm. Some shaky play by Canada just gave China this opportunity. Really good movement by the centre field player there. It was her little switchback that actually kept the Canadian defence true and created that little bit of space on the outside edge there. Really good movement by them.
What a start by the Chinese. The conversion attempt is going left and wide, but Canada, if they didn't realise they're in a game, they know it now. 5.5 minutes, plenty of time left, Philippa, but what a start by the Chinese.
Yeah, they're certainly going to be aware now, aren't they? It was just that slip pass when they tried to go out the left side of the field there. You can't do that in sevens. They know that. They've got a point to prove now.
Well, Canada, that young squad, as we mentioned, it's going to test them now. China with 4 players back with previous World Cup experience, including Chen Qiai, who's appearing in her 3rd World Cup. Incredible longevity for the Chinese player. Now, chance for Canada. Brianne Nicholas, out it goes from the captain. There's Apps again. Back to Nicholas, a nice interchange between the two. Bermudez just hitting the ground, and dragged into touch was Kiara Wardley. The flag is up and it's China ball.
Just make sure you clear that fire.
Well, you know, I said about the Canadians being the more physical of the two, but at the moment it just looks like China are that little bit more up for it.
Colleen Isao, China head coach, course, a legend himself in the game, and to have that kind of sevens experience as well with the coaching. We're going to see here if it's going to pay off. We'll come back in a second, Phil, but because China are on the burst, but they've just knocked it on. Advantage being played to Canada.
Over.
Advantage now over, says referee Tyler Miller, Australian official. Canada missing a heap of experience from years gone by, of course. Likes of Ghislaine Landry, Jennifer Kish, Bianca Ferrella, Charity Williams, none of them involved in this Canadian squad. First penalty to Canada, taken quickly. Here's Wardley, needs help from Apps, and again, nice control by the Canadians. They're not rushing it. Buisa on the outside. It's a 2-on-1 here if they can make this ball pay. The dummy and the pass on the outside wasn't held. Knock on, and a scrum to China.
Oh, that's going to be so frustrating for the Canadian fans. They've done all the hard work. They created that edge. Did she need to give this pump and go? I think she'd already interested the opposing winger there, Pippa Logan. She's still new to the team, only got capped at the Commonwealth Games, so that is going to be one of the tough lessons to learn. Yeah,
she's just 21 years of age, Piper Logan.
Crouch!
Yet to play on the series itself, but as you mentioned, has experience from the Commonwealth Games. It's a good ground for the likes of Canada to bring some young players. They obviously found her. And away from Ying. China now looking for the second try. They're going to have to go almost the length of the pitch. Look at the dummy though, and the acceleration. It's another knock on. The hands letting them down. Advantage being played, and now over to Canada, trying to break through the first tackle. Good support from the captain Nicholas, and the offload is good as well. Wardley in the right place. Here's Apps. Space now. Brianne Nicholas, one outsider. The dummy from Nicholas, trying to go it all on her own, and she does go on her own. Brianne Nicholas strikes back for Canada.
The most experienced player there, just showing that class. She timed that dummy to absolute perfection, and she had to back herself to go through. Here, look, you can just see how she's scanning the defense. What are the hips doing? Where are they looking? Where? And they were looking out on the outside runner, so that's when she puts that dummy in. But you've got to have that acceleration to be able to bust through.
Captain leading by example, and the conversion is good. So for the first time, Canada hit the front, and there you see the head coach from China, Jack Hanratty. Of course, John Tate coaching the last World Cup where Canada didn't have quite the finish they would have wanted. Can he go better than a 7th place finish in San Francisco in 2018? We will find out over the course of the next 3 days or so. But it is Canada 2 points to the good in the first half here. And that one not going to go to full 10.
Free kick.
Oh, that's frustration. You're just giving away possession there. Obviously, the ball has got to go 10. If it doesn't, it is gifted back to the opposition and in a centre field position. Now, you see sometimes teams will go for scrums here. China option is to keep the ball in hand. So you're going to see some movement, some change of direction, trying to pull defenders and create opportunities.
So it is Yan Mei-Ling who gets us back underway. 115 seconds in the first half, just 2 tries on the board so far, 1 for each team. Zhao Ying, still Ying. Oh, the pass almost went back to Mei-Ling.
No, knock on only off a red hand first. We'll play the scrum.
So it came off Olivia Apps, so Canada conceding the knock on. China will get possession back here.
They will, and they did really well with that movement there. They faked to go left, they brought it around right, and they actually did create the overlap. But you've got to give credit to Wardley there on the outside edge from Canada. She saw that there was the overlap. She shot up, cut it off, and that forced China to play back inside.
Gu Yao Yao standing on the right-hand side here. She's switching to the left, and there's a dummy on the right. Out it goes wide. Here's a try score. Hung Ting trying to get round, still going. Hung Ting presents it well off the ground then from Zhao Yan, and wide it goes. Decent line from Zhao. Here is Zhao looking for the switch back inside, gets it as well. Real scrap for possession. Canada trying to force them outside of 22. Ball's gone loose. Referee says play on. Zhao Ying back to Mei-Ling. Just outside the 22, there is the half-time hooter. Canada get the penalty and a chance to counter-attack. Can they go from their own 22? Little show, two-handed carry from Piper Logan. Gets the pass out to Apps, and she has Nicholas on the outside. Brianne Nicholas tackled well, gets the offload away. Florence Simmons this time. Simmons for Canada inside the 22, just about has the legs to get there. Canada with their second try of the first half.
Canada just showing that experience there. They knew the clock had gone dead, so they had to back themselves and go for it. They could see that China had just switched off for a split second. They weren't reorganizing in defense. So Canada spread the ball and went out wide, keeping that ball alive. So crucial to get that try in just before the end of the first half.
Well, they conceded first, but they scored back-to-back tries here in the first half, Canada, to take the lead. And Florence Simmons just about having the legs to get there, despite the best efforts of Ruan Hongting. So 12-5, difficult kick for her, Absa, she's not going to get there. So it says at that then, end of the first half in Cape Town, it's Canada who lead China by 12 points to 5. So Canada just composing themselves. Look, they knew they were going to have a fight here. We mentioned that China finished 12th in San Francisco, but it is a better squad. They have more experience here, and they struck first. Canada, decent composure to come back into the game.
Yeah, they certainly do. And like I said, China were competing in the World Series Challenger Series, so they're literally knocking on the door of getting onto that World Series. And I think they've got a point to prove, and they want to show it on the international stage. Maybe potentially a bit of nerves there from Canada, a bit loose with the ball.
It's Colin Zhao giving instructions to the Chinese. They conceded 19 tries in the Rugby World Cups in San Francisco, the second most of any teams. I'm sure one of the first protocols for him was to fix their defensive line and stop them leaking so many scores.
Yeah, it was fixed defence and also bring a bit of flair, which we're starting to see now. China typically like to hold on to the ball. They'll go edge to edge. They're technically very good at the breakdown, but it was that flair they were missing. We're starting to see that coming into their play, which is making them an exciting team.
So both teams out of the huddle, and we are almost set for the second half here. Just 7 points between them. One try separating Canada and China here in Cape Town. So second half set to go then. China 7 points down. Next up, Fiji, Japan in the round of 16. Straight after this one, another one that should be a tight affair and closely fought, but China will get us back underway, playing from right to left. This one going to go 10. Snap back, but into touch. It should be Canada's ball.
Off a red player into touch. Do you want a scrum or a line out?
And there you go. So
Scrum,
they
okay.
contact off a Canadian player, straight into touch,
scrum.
didn't touch the ground, and China will get the scrum.
Yeah, China's restarts actually are really good in the Challenger Series, which was most recently in August. They get a good high receipt off it, good high chase too.
Set.
Wide it goes then from Yao Yao, looking for Chen Kiai. That one looked like it almost went forward. Referee happy to let play continue, and still going with the ball inside the 22. Olivia Apps with the tackle. The foot has gone into touch on the right-hand side, but almost a cheeky try by the Chinese.
And obviously she'll say she meant to do that.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Yeah, I think she just got caught in that 50-50. Do I pass? Do I dummy? And it's just there, you know, it just went to her fingertips. But luckily, she regained the ball and kept it in hand.
Yao Yao.
Let's go.
Almost
line out.
soloing the ball over the try line, but it went into touch, as we mentioned. Canada with the line out. Got to win possession here.
Contest is fine.
Lost it though.
It's okay.
China come away. Have they? Real scrap now. Penalty conceded. Holding on the ground. Quick tap then. Piper Logan wasting no time for Canada. Bit of an overlap if they can straighten the line here. That one's a loose pass. Taken off the ground there by Chen Kiai. And it's gone wide. Chance here. It's one-on-one tackle made on Ying. And it had to be. Ball went forward then. China just forcing that last pass.
Gosh, this is tense stuff, isn't it? China are really applying the pressure here, keeping Canada pinned in their 22.
Fresh legs for Canada coming off the bench. Olivier de Couvreur is going to get 5 minutes to show what she can do. And you see China have had the best of it in terms of visits into the 22, but they just haven't been able to make that count where it counts on the try sheet.
Yeah, it's all about being clinical. Doesn't matter how much possession you have, doesn't matter
time
what end of
on.
the field you're playing it in. You've got to convert your opportunities to tries.
Crouch.
Scrum then.
Bind.
The Canadian captain with ball in hand.
Set.
QN has just come in place of Yao Yao for China. More fresh legs. Nicholas there just to seal off the ball, taken by Piper Logan.
No.
China just conceding too many at the moment, going off their feet there.
Your body weight.
Yeah, you can just tell that the intensity's starting to get to them in this point of the field. You've got to have clarity in your decision making.
They've opted for the scrum here. Maybe just try and suck in a few defenders and back their pace out wide. Going to have to go the length of the pitch here, but you wouldn't bet against them doing it.
Absolutely.
You stay till the ball's out.
As I mentioned, they don't have maybe the raw speed of someone like a Charity Williams who's not here, but interesting to see how the younger players stepped up here and what they can do.
Set.
First meeting between the sides in a Sevens World Cup. So far, it's Canada on top. What can they do from here? The Apps again, just trying to release players on the outside. Nice pass from Brianne Nicholas to pace on the outside. Look at that, beautiful running. Nobody is going to catch Wardley from there. Superb sprints, over 22. And it's going to be a comfortable lead now for Canada with 3 minutes and 30 seconds left on the clock in the second half.
Bit of individual brilliance there from Wardley. You could see Olivia Apps when she first caught the ball. She was trying to create something. She ran across the field. I think she was looking for Piper Logan to maybe offer a switch, but it didn't happen. They still managed to get the ball to the edge. And that's beating two players. That's individual.
China giving chase, but to no avail. And Wardley will touch down for her first try of the weekend. And she could take a moment to reflect on the run. Nicely done, says the captain. And no mistake as well with the conversion. So Canada now looking pretty comfortable, leading by 19 points to 5. For another try here, if Apps can hold her feet, just try to step off her right. There's Brianne Nicholas again looking for Decouvrer. Miscommunication there. Ball still alive. Bermudez off the ground. Out it goes to Simmons, and Simmons out to Logan. Wide it goes. Another Canada try round the outside. Chrissy Scurfield, and over she goes. 19 years of age and her first try of the weekend.
Brilliant way for her to make her mark on this tournament, but it all came from the chase off the kickoff. Canada were playing like they were 10 points down. They came up with such urgency, managed to force that turnover, kept the possession, got it to the edge.
Well, she scored 6 tries in the Commonwealth Games, which on first reading is very impressive. But when I tell you 5 of those tries came against Sri Lanka, she definitely had a good outing, you'd have to say.
Yeah, she's proving herself to be a very confident player. We're really enjoying her rugby.
So Apps again looks on target as she got the distance, just falling short. So 24-5, and the 19-year-old Chrissy Scurfield has her first try of the World Cup here in Cape Town. Off goes Olivia Apps, and
Time on.
for her to rest her legs. There'll be bigger battles ahead, you feel, for the Canadian number 9. No such rest for the captain, Brianne Nicholas, who gets us back on the way. Out it goes from Wang Zhao. Canada crowding that midfield, trying to hold on to possession. Here's Yan Mei Ling. That wide headband, a minute left to go. Can they get a second try? China, the result looks beyond them at this stage. Clock is against them.
Slipped up and not sure.
Penalty. And the quick tap. Out it goes then from Sun Yu. Going to work this blind side. Being the first tackle was Zhu Zhaoyan. Ball's gone loose, and China just look heavy legs at the moment. Waiting for the referee's whistle. It went forward off a Canadian hand.
Yeah, you can always tell when a team is really starting to tire because they'll start playing rugby within 4 or 5 meters. They just do short little offloads. They try and go back to where the ball has come from. That was very typical of a tired team.
Break time on. Subs complete.
So 25 seconds left then in terms of Canada and their opening show here.
Okay, sorry, I didn't realise there was a...
Pip, have you been impressed by what you've seen from young players?
Injury.
I think it's a very good game for Canada to learn some lessons. They're still able to come away with the win, but they've got to respect the ball more. But look, hey, this is the Rugby World Cup, okay? This is the first game. You can forgive them for maybe nerves getting to them a little bit, but moving on, they've got to be more precious with that ball.
Absolutely. Rugby World Cup record reads played 16, won 9, lost 7. 56% win rate overall. They will add to that statistic here with victory against China. Last 10 seconds. Can the Chinese finish with a bang here? Zhao Yan, out it goes. Little chip and chase. You could see what Chen Qiai was trying to do. It worked out okay for her. Another penalty. Not rolling away after the tackle. Quick tap. Referee wants it back from the mark. And Zhu Yan will have to retake it. Left it goes, Zhao Yan. Out to Mei Ling, nice wraparound. Oh, it's gone forward. That will be the last action of this game, and it's Canada who progress to the quarterfinals, maintaining their 100% streak by getting to the last 8. They have beaten China here by 24 points to 5. So, job done for the Canadians then, and for Jack Hanratty, their coach. They'll be happy enough after conceding the first try. But let's go down to the sideline.
Tricky, but there's such a good atmosphere in this stadium that will these women for really to try and rise to the occasion.
Well, absolutely. The atmosphere here lifts you as a player. You do focus on what you're doing out there, but if there's something you do well and there's a big cheer from the crowd, you really love it, that's for sure. Well, you mentioned China. They're a very strong team. This is going to be a really interesting contest because Poland, absolutely, they could take them down.
And a couple of real speedsters in each team. Mongolshata Kaude for Poland and Chen Qiai for China. See if those two go head to head. It's Poland in the red, China in the black, as we are underway in our Challenger quarter-final, banged down long by the Polish captain Karolina Jastrzębin.
Yeah, that's not a bad tactic, getting some territory, pushing it down there, and now they'll really attack that Chinese line out. You know, this is 50-50 ball, it's not necessarily guaranteed. So let's see what Poland do if they can put a player up in front of the jump up and steal it.
Zhao Yan to throw, and that's a pinpoint line out throw. A nice quick ball off the top for China to work with a well-drilled side, coached by a legend of the game, and Jose Kulini-Sao. And they've manipulated a nice bit of space here. Have China early on. Oh, massive crunching hit coming across from Katarzyna Paszczyk.
I love a Paszczyk. We love a big hit. That was a set move from China coming back to this left-hand side of the field. There you see it there. Boom.
Oh, she's a mariner in the Polish Navy. Tough as nails. Katarzyna Paszczyk. Nice line-out ball for Poland this time to work with, but wasn't expecting the return past Klichowska. Luckily, China had got up offside, so Poland get the penalty.
The referee being very tough on that 10-metre rule. If you take a quick tap, defence has to get back 10 metres. Some of the refereeing so far today, that's for sure, have let the quick taps go and let play go on.
Tap and go from Natalia Palmieta for Poland. That's a nice ball wide for Paszczyk. She's got a lot of space, needs some support, lays the back nicely. Half back will come and clear Klichowska. Passes sticking so far. Oh, big collision. Ball and players at the same time. They've both popped straight back up, and it's advantage still Poland's way. Must have come off a Chinese hand. Boy. No question that these players are up for it this morning. Klichowska. Nice little bit of footwork as well from Palmieta. Ball spills away though. So China, after a period of defence, has a chance to attack. Yang Mei Ling able to clear. Here is Chen Qiai, the most experienced of the Chinese players, and a real speedster in his second World Cup. Oh, nice little dummy. Good last line of defence, though. Zhao Yan it was who made the run. Chinkuyi can't bring that one in first time, but tidies up nicely. So nice and patient from China at the moment. But Poland's defence is well connected. Change attack here from Yan Mei-ling. The chaser coming in is Liu Xiaoxin, but it's tidied up well for Poland. And the flyer, Małgorzata Kalde. Good strength to wait for the supporting players, but it's going to come on the Chinese side. Great work blowing over. And it's a real wrestle for it. Zhu gets on with things. China have just worked their way upfield well, and now a little bit of room just shut down from Wang Xiao. It's energy-sapping stuff from both teams. Oh, another ball and player at the same time. Yan Mei-ling did really well and then get the offload away for Liu Xiaoqin. And China will streak in for their first try.
Are they tired? Are they exhausted? Well done, China. That was an amazing passage of play. She's smiling because she knows it. Some beautiful variation, what China were putting out there. And it finished off with a traditional push out to the wing. Liu Xiaoqin with the 5-pointer. Poland were working hard on defence. We saw kicks, we saw switchbacks, and we saw the wide play. This is awesome.
See the work on the face. All effort from China.
Hardly any errors so far from both of these teams. It's really good classic sevens.
Conversion too from in front, so China strike first, 7 points to 0.
16 passes from China all up and 8 from Poland. Impressive.
Restart's not going to go the 10 metres, or, well, we bang on about them, don't we? Restarts in sevens, particularly after you've just scored points.
This is always interesting to me because when you're in the middle of the field, you've got an option left and right and plenty of space. It's taking the scrum, they've loaded their numbers to the left-hand side, Poland. They've got the player just in the middle there who can switch either way, and China have absolutely no defence on the left. That's the way I'd go with the halfback.
Pass check, feeds the scrum, and away she goes to the left, looking to get the speedster into it. Instead, it's the captain, Yashchishin, for the line. Oh, just dragged down from Koyi. Did she get it back? Got it down, just try given, and some concern, I think, over Carolina Yashchishin, and Chen Koyi, the Chinese player, was the first. Oh, gut busting.
Well, they went to the left-hand side, Poland. Let's have a look here. Hopefully it's not too bad. Yeah, they went straight to the left-hand side, and there were actually 3 defenders on 2 attackers somehow. Ash Changxing got through there. See Kui on the screen.
Well, she knew straight away, didn't she, that their opponent was, and I think it's an awkward landing on the shoulder by the look of it for Carolina Yashchishin. Chen Kui was quick to alert the referee. Good strike back though from Poland.
Very, very good. These teams are so evenly matched. This is a type of contest we love to see.
We'll have a little delay here. Oh, Carolina Yashchishin, she's been a real Trojan for Poland over the years. The 34-year-old has got some problems with the knee, has just been basically holding off having knee surgery until after this tournament. And while we had the delay in a Kliowska, I'm going to send a message home.
And Poland done very well in the last 12 months or so, haven't they? Winning that European Championship. It certainly push teams and compete very well. The majority of this team actually play together at club, don't they? They say they've got a real family feeling and culture, which helps immensely on the rugby field. It means you can really trust each other on defence, attack. You're a happy team on tour.
Lucky the hard hat costume is in action there. Certainly in a real array of colours.
Are they dressed up like those pencils that you sort of rub with your fingers and then their hair goes up?
The little troll ones. So, unfortunately for Poland, their skipper, who's just got them into this match, is going to leave the field. Can't quite convert to his Pamieta, but Poland back into it. Still China just in front, though, 7-5. With just over a minute to go in the half. This kick is not quite going to go 10 metres, so just like China after they'd scored points, mistake from the kickoff.
The moments in sevens you have to get right. The kick, the height of it, the chase, making sure it meets the 10-metre line.
Yan Meiling, a real playmaker for them in the middle, trying to try and work a move, and they've worked it well so far. And here's Chen Kuyi. Poland's defence awake to her threat. Zhao Ying. Oh, just lands in time. A nice little bit of evasion from Wang. And good strength to get up over halfway, but they concede the penalty, China.
Great in contact, Poland. That is impressive.
Tap and go from Poland. Looking to link up. Oh, they've manipulated some space well here, Poland, to get their speedster Małgorzata Kalde into it. The former European sprint star. China again, well organised in defence. Pamieta standing in the tackle and now eventually to ground. Paszczyk has been busy. Kliowska. Going backwards here at the moment, Poland, but maintaining possession. Clearing out bodies on the way through is Malashevska, the halfback. But getting a little bit isolated though, and it's another penalty for China. We can't finish the half on a penalty. Chen Kuyi using her experience to get the Polish defence backtracking, trying to catch them off guard, and she's done really well. Now a little chip ahead. How's the bounce and the chase for China? Oh, great contest for the ball, and Natalia Pamieta does really well to save the day for Poland, and it'll be a knock-on to finish. We'll go to half-time with China just in front of Poland, 7 points to 5.
Jak wchodzisz pierwsze, to nie staraj się kopnąć na metę i to tam na 5-10 metrze,
throw the ball to one shot. We had a lot of options. We should have scored. Listen, defense, get the energy up. They're tired. I know you're tired. We score first, it's over. Let's keep going.
进攻中间不要老想抢带，别人有机会，尤其第二、第三波的时候可以摆出去打的，好吧？防守内侧一定往上卡，不要让他打回来。好，把线喊起来。
你说打交叉不切换谁会打回来？一个刚一个让点，说的太近了啊！这就是谁回来了，打活的。加油！
Cape Town Stadium on day 2 of Rugby World Cup Sevens 2022 Challenger quarterfinals. It's China just ahead of Poland, 7 points to 5.
When you see the coaching staff of China, you can start to understand why they've added a bit of flair to their game with the little kicks in behind when there's no sweep back. I've been really impressed actually by China in this match so far because of the variation of attack that they've put out there. It's quite entertaining. And that is
entertainment now?
Ooh, yeah. Oh, there's some good outfits out there. Bit of dancing as well.
Little mate's getting into it on the stands. Love a dance cam. As we get ready to go in the second half, it's tight. These teams well matched. Knocked back by Poland and tidied up by Malashevska. See the structure and organisation. Oh, and good pressure coming on in defence from Liu Xiaoqing. Poland doing really well just to stand in the tackle. It was Natalia Pamiater again who's been prominent in this match for Poland, but they are hard against their own line at the moment, stepping out of a couple of tackles. Here's Anna Klichowska. It's untidy though from Poland, and they're just putting themselves under a little bit of pressure, putting each of their teammates under pressure, trying to get out of trouble now. Yulia Druskala, just the youngster, the 18-year-old, and now the option just to hack it away downfield. And China, after putting all that defensive pressure on, will look to attack Zhu Xiaoqing. It'll be cleared away by Wang Zhao. Looking for the runner, Chen Kuoyi hits a hole. She's got the gas. Not sure they're going to catch her. They won't. Chen Kuoyi goes in for China.
Magical line. Brilliant work by Kuoyi. What she identified was she wasn't wide enough to get the outside. She knew she wouldn't get that pass, so she changed her line. See there, she changes her line and hits that hole and just leaves Chowday grasping for air. That was brilliant.
Chen Kuoyi, she's been such a mainstay of this team. Their leading try scorer, most experienced player. Real leader, great leader for them. Saw her at half-time translating the coaching from English to her teammates, the instructions of their coach. And she's extended her team's lead now 14 points to 5. China using all of their allotted 30 seconds to get that kick away. Let's see if Poland have got a response with 4.5 to play. They've been pegged down here, but that's a good bust by Paszczyk again. And nice quick recycle of possession. Again, Poland opt for the kick. There for Kaude to chase. The bounce is awkward for China, and it does fall for Malgorzata Kaude. A mistake from China, and they give away a penalty too. So while the kick might not have looked like it was going to be effective, it's only as good as its chase.
It was interesting, Poland actually had numbers on the left-hand side if they had kept the ball in hand, but it worked out for them.
Poland looking to get themselves back into this match. They've lost their skipper, Karolina Yashcheshin, to injury. She scored the try. And tracking across field a little bit, Druskala is the 18-year-old. And now look at the acceleration, sizing it up from Poland and Kaude. Paszczyk, ever present, but it's good defence once more from China.
Paszczyk should have actually acted as the halfback and got the ball back out to her backs waiting. But what a lovely little run here. Super fast, isn't she? Strength also to stay up until her support play. Just getting that fend out, but beautiful defence too.
Malgorzata Kaude was a European and University Games medalist in the 100 metres, the sprinter. Kick, not great though in China, and it's more possession here for the Polish. Pamięta, nice little offload and great support run from Anna Klichowska, and Poland do get themselves back into it.
We'll give that one to Pamięta. Took on the two defenders from China, stood up and got that lovely little offload. Let's have a look here. Bit of an in and out. Chinese defence should have stayed out there on Klichowska. Went in, and there was a lovely little channel for Klichowska to run through for that try.
Good effort on the conversion, not quite so. 2 tries apiece, but China's converted 14-10. Pressure coming on from Poland now. You know, really up their level, and there's going to be a card here. A sort of cynical play by China. Sun Yu.
Absolutely right. Pamięta was right up there, did the quick tap. And if she had got back 10, she would have put real pressure on that try line as we see them go again.
Speaking of real pressure, here it comes. China down to 6 and clinging on at the moment. Spot tackle coming in from Chen Kuo-yi. Not going to stop. Oh, Kaude from there. Malgorzata Kaude, the try will be given, and there might be more trouble here for China. Yeah, a yellow card as well. And Poland go in front.
Well, let's give Poland the credit first, because they pushed the ball out nice and wide to their straight strike. Kaude out there. She had a bit of work to do. Now that high tackle wasn't on purpose. It's one of those ones when Kaude slipped down. She hasn't been injured, and China just letting themselves down just with the discipline in the last couple of minutes. They've been great until then. But hey, Poland, they've stayed in the game, and look at them, they're now ahead.
China down to 5 players as well. Sun Yu and Wang Jiao in the sin bin, and Poland ahead by 1 with the bit between their teeth for sure. Julia Druskila, now Witkowska. That's been good. Klichowska. Lots of space. And a big ball wide for the speedster. Kuo-yi comes at her. Can't get Kaude. She's going to score a second in quick succession. And that might see Poland home.
Oh, how great is that, Poland? You persevered, you stayed in the game, you've given it to your fastest player on the pitch, and there was no way that Kuo-yi could get over there and make the tackle. Fantastic performance.
Oh, absolute delight on the Polish bench, and despair for China. They had the game in hand, and then the last 2 minutes it unravelled. Poland get over China 20 points to 14.
Well, that is sevens, baby. It might only be 14 minutes.
Japan. Well, it is a cool 16 degrees. A watery old sunshine has tried to break its way through, but to no avail. No. Overcast conditions, but good conditions for sevens rugby, and Melody Robinson. Good conditions to get amongst it in the stands as well.
I am absolutely loving the variety of costumes. That is what makes sevens. It is absolutely a party that everybody enjoys. And yes, while the conditions have been a little cloudy today, there was sunny yesterday. I'm sure that suits some of the teams who are quite happy to run out here in a bit of cool.
Absolutely. Some of us prefer the cooler conditions, the cooler climes. those outside this playing area as well. Right, Madagascar and China. China, a good rock-solid team, led very well by number 7, Chen Kuo-yi. And for Madagascar, their captain, Sarindra Malala, excuse me, has really led her team nicely. And Veronica Rasonakena, she is a real powerhouse, puts in some big hits too.
Madagascar has not scored so far at this Rugby World Cup, but let's just remember it is the first Rugby World Cup they have qualified for. China, on the other hand, I'm expecting them to come out and be ruthless in this match. They'll be so disappointed in their previous games.
Yeah, they were ahead of Poland, weren't they? And then let it slip in the final stages. A couple of players sent to the sin bin, and they slid away. So China in their red and Madagascar in the white with that lovely green stripe route down the middle. Through the smoke they come. Yan Mei-ling leads out China, and Sarindra Malala leading out Madagascar, who obviously played Australia in game 1 and really saw some improvement in that second performance. 12-0 beaten by Spain, but they were right in that match.
They're really feisty, they never give up, and their defensive systems work really hard. They make a heck load of tackles. China, on the other hand, you'll be pleasantly surprised to watch their attack because they try a number of different options. Sometimes they go wide and then they switch back from the middle of the field. Other times they try little kicks over the top when you least expect it. Fantastic to watch.
That is a good sight. You may want to make sure they stay inflated throughout the day.
I bet you the people who bought the tickets around them are not that happy.
Not as pleased. Well, the Chinese coach is one of the absolute greats of the game, Jose Kulunisau, World Rugby Hall of Famer, Olympic gold, never played in a Rugby World Cup Sevens. Ironically, head coach in China. And that's why we're seeing so much exciting play from them. The assistant referees have got their flags. We're ready to go. China and Madagascar. China send this one away, and Madagascar allow it to bounce before it's scooped up by the captain, Sarindra Malala. And see the strength of it. Able to keep the Chinese defence at arm's length. It gets those knees to ground, and now Madagascar able to play with the ball. Lazana Mahefa is the one who lays it back this time, and run on the wraparound. And penalty against Madagascar.
Yeah, off the feet just there. You've got to stay on your feet when you're protecting the ball. Once you're off, you're out of play, and also she went over the top of it to stop China from being able to have a legitimate go at turning the ball over.
So China have opted from the scrum. You can have a couple of options from that penalty.
I used to love a scrum. I was a tight head prop. We used to pull a few moves on there, squeezing the opposition's head in, punching them in.
Set.
Great fun.
In and out it goes. Chen Kuo-yi, the Chinese speedster, lays it back nicely for Zhao Ying. Yan Mei-ling through the hands, the tall figure of Ran Hon Ting standing in the centre. Nice distribution across the line to Sun Yu, but Madagascar's defence is well connected and not allowed to pick that ball from that position. Yao Shen into a hole, and it is a great try for China.
It's a great try because it was accurate passing. Just don't know the value of making those passes stick. And not only that, Zhao Yang was running straight into the hole there as well. The Madagascar defence just couldn't get across. Shaped up a lovely dummy. Ball in two hands, then she tucked it under and just accelerated through.
Roll away from the tackler. Really crisp passing from China has put Zhu Nicely done by the 24-year-old Zhu Xiaoyan. Well-worked try for China to get scoring underway.
Yeah, really good start from China. Looks like they're trying to speed the game up a little with that quick tap. That's what we like to see.
These teams backing up for another day are well taken down in an awkward position. Did well. And now some space down the right for Madagascar to really spread. Rahamalala just chopped down 10 metres on the Chinese side of halfway. Real opportunity here for Madagascar, and straight up through the middle she goes. A famous first try in Madagascan rugby history. China, what a moment for Madagascar.
Oh, this is just awesome, isn't it? Expect the unexpected. All started from that initial break, which was just down the blind side. See that there? No Chinese defenders whatsoever. Usually you'd expect the team to go wide to the left-hand side, but Madagascar didn't. Have a look. Boom, straight through the hole. Poor defensive effort there from China. Missed it, one-on-one. And a lovely little roly-poly.
We'll go 10 from the Kiwi judges on that, and 10 for the moment in history, 10 on the shirt. Razanama Hefa for Madagascar.
Imagine if she hadn't got that down. Oh my goodness.
Oh, look at the delight. Look at that joy. That is what it is about right there. A moment in history for Madagascar rugby. Five all, Madagascar and China. That would have stung the Chinese, and they're back into action quickly. Yan Meilong chopped down in a good tackle by the try scorer, Ruan Honting. Lots of space for Chen Kuo-yi here, and then on the wraparound, the hands are good too from Xiao Ying. Oh, just losing a footing was Sun Yu. Zhu Xiaoyan, the try scorer, patrolling the middle and now letting the outsides go. The tall, long figure of Wang Chao. Side to side go China, running from depth as Sun Yu. A little open space here for Xiao Ying, but once again, Rasuana Kena makes the tackle for Madagascar, who are well organised in their defence at the moment. Ran Hong Ting floats a nice ball again, this time for Wang Zhao, steaming down the left, skips through one, clinging on around the bootlaces. Another great tackle from Madagascar.
Advantage. Offside.
Advantage being played the way of China. They've got numbers on the line here, can't capitalise. They will go back to the penalty.
Offside.
Aside from that one pass just at the end, didn't really matter, it was a penalty, but the accuracy, the discipline, you can just tell this Chinese team are just so well drilled.
Yan Meiling, the captain, barking the orders to her teammates, working a set move from this penalty tap. It's the try scorer. Chopped down was Zhu. Cycle quickly, it's great discipline stuff, but another good hit comes on. The gap's starting to open up. Again, Madagascar just holding the Chinese at bay. Honting, the big long arms, that's what it needed in the end for Ruan Honting to stretch and score.
It was always going to come in the end, wasn't it? China just putting far too much pressure on Madagascar. Just fantastic movement of the ball. Great defence too from Madagascar. Nearly at the line at this point. See the strength there from Raza Haniaina, but then just straightened up. A little bit of a step off the right foot and Hong Ting over. Lovely long arm reach too.
Really tall player, long levers helping out there, and a great conversion as well. So China restore their lead, 12 points to 5. Now to bounce again, and Madagascar will get down on this with some more good work from Russell Niana, number 12. Madagascar just going to get us into half-time. What a first half has been, a moment in Sevens history for Madagascar with their first ever try, but it's China who lead 12 points to 5 at the break.
Respiración, respiración, aleva, 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 respira, ahora, dale, acelerando, después, aleva, ya, 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 respiración, aleva, aleva, respiración, aleva, chupa, 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 aleva, 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 no, aleva, que me gustaba luz, marcas, marcas, champion llegaron, aunque todo la temporada, no, llegaron a champion, Leon Netzazan, oh, yes, you will never live, courage, oh, Madagascar, oh, let's go for this one, let's go.
它两边的内侧的敌人都不压，所以抢在起来，敌人加个速把球传到边上去，如果打到边的话，所以把这个可能要打起来，不要老中间路波打过离线的，明白吗？防守不管让到你那个起来的，全往里射线，把它扣出来，明白吗？
他摆不上去，所以里面跟上来。我们大家不要再跑了，不要着急下步，看起来是。不要大球场，明天不会进来。
12 points to 5, China leading Madagascar at half-time in this challenge playoff match. Madagascar creating history with their first ever try, and we're ready to go again. No messing around from these ladies, straight back into the action. China have looked slicked. That one defensive lapse from them at the moment. Now some space around the outside. Sun Yu hammered into the ground again. That same woman, Rasuana Kenna. Mentioned her throughout Madagascar's matches. Now another big hit goes in, but there's some space. This time scooting down the sideline. Fancy footwork from Zhao Yan. And she'll score straight after half-time for China.
Zhao Yang coming in off the bench. She didn't start the game, so fresh legs. And showed it right there. She's taking a bit of a break. Now she's putting it down. Teasing the opposition. Yeah, no, lovely work. In the first half, China weren't able to crack the Madagascar defence through their wide-to-wide play, but this time they did, because the inside defence had to scramble over and try and make the tackle on Zhao Zhang, but just too fast on the edge.
China just give themselves a little bit of a buffer with that try and the conversion as well. Regain control of the match, 17-5.
China have made 49 passes with 0 handling errors. Impressive.
19-5, excuse me, with the 2 more on. Oh, that's really good work in the air. Now there's a tussle again. Rasuana Kenna, she's so strong. And look for all money that Wang Zhao had that ball. And trying to create some room for a team. She's got pace as well as Power has. Good on Rasuana Kenna, trying to go it through the middle. Rahimalala taken away. There's a Kayana. Oh yeah, just a little knock on as that ball dipped to the ankles.
Yeah, they lost their structure, their pattern, their attack a little there, Madagascar. One thing I was noticing, just committing or overcommitting numbers to the tackle or the breakdown area. They've got 4 people there. If you can do it with 3, it means you've got more attackers as options outside that.
Crouch. Bind.
China.
Set.
Zhao Yang to feed the scrum. Scoops it away and they try and work a move down the blind side for one of the try scorers, Zhu Yaoyan. Just about running out of room though, Yan Meiling. Xiao Yi. some room again for Sun Yu. They've had some good purchase down there, steps out of one tackle, just dragged down. About 10 metres short of the line. China pressing again, these big wide passes that have worked to great effect. Chen Kuo-yi tries to put on a little bit of footwork and runs headlong into the Madagascar defence. Zhao Ying stepping Sun Yu, slipping a little ball, popping the pass, getting over the line, getting smoked at the same time. But the try is given, and Zhao Ying gets up with a smile on her face.
That was so well worked, wasn't it? Lovely step, 2 defenders coming in there. Nice tackle. Using a little bit of flair actually this time, China. You see they went wide again as per normal, but the step back in, 2 defenders committed, meant China had an extra 2, and then that lovely offload. Only China's 3rd offload of the match, and it certainly reaped the rewards.
Man, one of the greats. This team weathered a little storm, but have really taken control now. 24 points to 5. Sahandra Malala, the captain, 29-year-old leading this team. Just getting a little stuck was Whanana Tinana. There's the captain again.
Half an hour in!
Digging it out. Oh, pass. Does go forward in the end too. Thought they might have got lucky there. Not quite.
Yeah, Madagascar maybe need to set themselves a little deeper just to give themselves some space from that very fast Chinese defence that's coming up.
Come in now.
And they seem to be attacking just
Patience
in the same
for the
area.
ball, please. Yes.
Just want to get it wide, get deep, get it wide so they've got the space to pass it out to some of their incredible power on the wing.
Set.
Zhao Ying feeds the scrum, and again those crisp connecting passes. Chen Kuo-yi, Kuo-yi goes herself. Chen Kuo-yi can't quite get to the line, caught just short, as they have been on numerous occasions, and get the penalty too. Great defence once more from Madagascar.
High tackle.
And another, just hit a little high, and look at wanting to get on it with it as Whanana Tinana. Oh, stolen away. It was clever from Zhao Ying. The offload and the support run is brilliant. And Zhu Xiaoyan scores again.
That was a great example from China at what you can do at the tackle ball and ruck situation, because they outpowered Whanana Tinana. Just push right back. See that there, better body position.
Madagascar
up at the
outside
back
of the 22.
of that ruck. And then all too easy for Zhao Yuan to come over for yet another try, and there is a very happy man.
Chinese support crew pleased. Conversion's no good this time. 29 points to 5. Now China on track for their first win of the competition. There'll be time for the restart. You heard the hooter, but time to play on. Pinpoint restart from China. Even though the hooter's gone, they're going to keep playing, want some more points on the board. Madagascar's defence has to stand staunch one more time as China plough forward. Yang Bangshu and now Ruan Honting, one of the try scorers. Just a little bit of deception, just taken high on the way through. She fell, Sun Yu, but they play on and she's fine as well. It looked flat, but into the hands of Zhao Yan. Nice little offload again, and once more Zhao Ying. Gee, her support's been good. She deserves another, and she's going to get up a second.
Madagascar absolutely ran out of defenders that time on the right edge. Zhao Ying there to collect. Little in and out there. See again, Madagascar committing 2 defenders. There should be one-on-one, otherwise you're always going to have a mismatch or an overlap, and that's what happened there. Nice little defend at the end too. What a great game for China.
China will be really pleased with that performance, but some great moment too, or a great moment among a few for Madagascar. It's China who take it. 36 points to 5. And we can go sideline now with Dylan Stanford. Now, challenge playoff places between China and South Africa. South Africa, the home team, of course, and what a matchup they had just yesterday over Colombia, where Nadine Roos, there she is, and number 9, scored 4 incredibly impressive tries. And the fans ready to roll as well. Abby Gustaitis has come in and joined me. Wow, we've seen quite the win from Madagascar. I'm sure South Africa would like to emulate in front of their home fans, but China's a good team.
China, definitely the experienced squad between the two. However, you've already mentioned her name, Nadine Roos. She will be the factor for South Africa. She is the one to keep your eye on. She is involved in everything. But this China team, a well-disciplined, well-oiled, coached by a former gold medalist, Osia Klunisau.
The women's box out in the green and China in the red to warm applause. These hearty, rugby-loving fans here in Cape Town. South Africa, there it is, 27, and they were so close against Japan as well. China too, they have been a core team in the series in the past, and they are a well-drilled side, and as Abby said, coached by an absolute legend of the game. So this should be a good matchup for Cisco Lopez to take control of.
No, it's okay, it was just flips.
Nadine Roos, what she got in store this time around. It is China to get us underway, the playoff for 13th and 14th. Looking high into their sun, that's difficult for South Africa, but taken in by the captain, Cecil Silonsi. He makes a nice early bust. As Roos gets her first touch through the hands, they look to go early, spinning away from one as they under Malinga. Tackle just crept up a little high.
High tackle there. South Africa slowing things down as we saw the winger just tiptoeing down the sideline. China early infringement there. They'll have to get back 10 as South Africa kick to touch, opting for that line out.
Louise Webb scored a hat-trick on her test debut in the 15s game last year. Played at the last Sevens World Cup and the last 15s World Cup as well. So experienced player as Roos throws to the line out and gets that return ball. Here is Webb. Tries a little stab kick through for De Bruyn to chase. It's found open spaces here, and the chase is good from De Bruyn, but the sweeping coming across was even better from China. Losing the ball, though, at the last moment was Sun Yu for China. Good pressure from South Africa.
Great option here. We see the stab through. No one in the backfield for China. Lots of green space. China did well, but then a big hit coming in from South Africa. And Sun Yu just spilling it forward. So midfield scrum here for South Africa.
Bind.
Lots of options for them. Roos will be the one to take control as she feeds it away. Starts right, heads left for Webb. Oh, Eloise Webb goes herself. Webb for the line. Webb will score.
Eloise Webb gets the fans on their feet here in Cape Town. Her team celebrating with her. It was the step off the left. You see her in shot here. She gets the ball. She sees the China defense skirting over. It's that left foot step. Ball switches over to the right, and she has the pace to go the 20 meters, and she is in for 5, bringing South Africa into the lead.
Great start for South Africa. dominated the opening stages and now have got points to show for it too. Conversion's going to go across the face, so 5 points to 0. Ruth drives this restart low and hard, and it's into the breadbasket of Xiaoying for China, who have got plenty of gas of their own. Chen Kuoyi, she's the one, and she was dragged down in a good tackle by Ruth. Xiaoyang, good hands. China's passing game is well connected. Ran Hongting, oh, nice little stutter step in and out again, getting around the South African defence, but not around Ruth once more. South Africa having to scramble back onside. Yan Mei-ling with the head tape will station in the middle. Chen Kuoyi, Captain Chen Kuoyi skips out of one tackle, in and away, accelerating from the South African defence. She is a class player, Chen Kuoyi, and she strikes back for China.
Chen Kuoyi leveling it up for China. It was Hongting on the far side for me, dragging in those South African defenders. And then there she is, using her footwork. Not many people do Ruiz like that. And she has the wheels to get under the sticks.
She's a really experienced player, Chen Kuoyi. And she scored plenty of tries on the Sevens World Series. And now has put her team in front, 7 points to 5.
She's always won your scouting when you're playing China. You have your eyes on number 7, Kuoyi, and she is lethal.
Seven points to 5. And the restart goes out over the sideline. No mistake straight away. More ball for South Africa.
Big error there. Right after you score, you take the lead and then you gift that ball back to the opposition. Opportunity here for South Africa. See if they run a set move or choose the scrum.
We talk so much about it, don't we, the research? I think we often forget, though, what a precise technical skill it is for those kickers after a big play as well. We would give them a little bit of leeway sometimes.
Massive skill, something you do on the training pitch every single day. So delicate to put that ball right on the 10 meters.
Bind. Set.
Nadine Roos has got options left and right, but it comes out awkwardly and bounces off the leg and, in fact, off the hand as well. Roos carries on playing and pops an offload too. That's going to go after about the 6th whistle. Mistake from South Africa.
I'll have a look at scrum. Yeah, no, it's their scrum. Knock on by you guys.
Ball popped out of that scrum. A little aggressive from the hooker, I think. South Africa are getting a lot of heat from the China props there. And ball just popping forward from Ruiz, so it'll be that scrum to China now.
Crouch.
Xiaoyang
bind
to feed the scrum.
Set.
Away come China again. Getting across field was Xiaoyang. Penalty goes against South Africa. Chen Kuoyi gets us underway. Yan in midfield. Great ball through the hands and around the outside. Sun Yu trying to get away from the rain, who uses her strength to pull her down by the jumper. But China barreling forward. The bounces good for Chen Kuoyi. Support from Yan Mei-ling, and then up through the middle. Support runners everywhere. Zhao Ying will score for China.
Team effort there, but is Zhao Ying getting her name on the score sheet. Some beautiful crisp passing we've seen from China. Their skill set is so strong. They moved it wide to wide. De Bruyn did so well there to contain Sun Yu. However, China too good, able to capitalize. Little loose ball there, scrappy. However, the support relentless, and China taking their lead even further.
Just on half-time, China come from behind to now go ahead at the break. They lead South Africa 14 points to 5.
You've got to play the orange. Again, or play it out on the spot. And can't do it. Okay, don't go line up next to it. Don't make it a punch. Nice. Just 2 minutes. Okay, one score. Right. Kicking up to them, right? Let's see, let's kick it 6. Let's kick it 10. Hammer.
China lead the host nation, South Africa 14 points to 5 at half-time in the playoff match here on Rugby World Cup Sevens 2022. This woman here, Nadine Roux, scored the first, but it's been all China since then. Send this restart down long, it finds grass, and China will have to come right from their own 5-metre line. Jan Mei-Ling, that's been knocked down. Has it off a South African hand. Play on is the call, and the try's given. Zintley and Pupa, it looks like, is going to come up with it and get South Africa right back into the match.
Massive start to this second half. Exactly what South Africa would have wanted. Different tactic. Ruiz punishing that ball deep, and then a massive hit coming in, and a little bit of footy skills, and it is Mpufa getting it. Great awareness. China stunned a little bit there.
I thought initially it had been knocked down by South Africa and thought they were in trouble the other way. Instead, it's points on the board. Oh, and a ripper conversion too. Right back into it, 14-12.
Brilliant work to play until the whistle. South Africa right back in this match.
China's turn to absorb a little bit of pressure. Jan Mei-Ling throws a good dummy, and then a wonderful ball wide. Now Sun Yu can't get around the outside. Chen Kuyi in support comes face to face with Roos. Really good open running sevens from these teams.
Advantage. Green offside.
Advantage played China's way, and they will play that penalty.
Offsides from South Africa. China having such great width. They're able to throw those long passes and stretch the South African defense, make them move side to side. They're doing well to protect those edges so far.
This woman here, Jan Mei-Ling, she is right in the thick of everything China does. Real architect of their work as they try and build a set move. Run Honting. Zhu Yaoxin just got herself in a little bit of a pickle. Tracking backwards now. Sun Yu, straight up through the middle again. The left foot step from Sun Yu. The support running great from Hong Ting. Chase coming from South Africa. Foot race to the line, gritting of the teeth. Roos has done really well to stop Hong Ting, but it's still there for China. Offload doesn't quite stick. Jan Mei-Ling pops a little ball. Sun Yu, and China goes 70 metres.
Again, scrappy from China, but they get the job done. It is Yu Sun in again. An end-to-end action. The initial break from Sun Yu does Ruiz a bit, but she's able to contain her. And then the rangy figure of Hong Ting cruising down the pitch. However, she will not have the pace to get around Ruiz. And then the support from China. Really incredible team action here.
Love the passing, the offload game from China, really chancing their arm too, and it's got them back in a little bit of breathing space on the scoreboard, 21-12.
Potentially a bit of flair the Fijian Kalini Sau is bringing into this squad.
Taken for Makua. South Africa looking for another response. Get themselves into it again. Felicia Jacobs, tiny halfback. Roos throws a big ball wide, and it's brought in by Malinga. Gets rid of Chen. Can't get past a second Chinese defender though. And conceding the penalty though, South Africa.
Great cover tackle there. Malinga nailed the first defender. She used her fin, she used her size and power. But then coming across there, so well done by the China defense. You see the South African there just coming in. Her hips aren't square. They're not north and south. Coming towards the touchline, so that's going to be a penalty. China opt for the scrum.
Crouch. Bind. Set.
China with just over 2 minutes to go. This buffer is a good one. It's 2 scores for South Africa. Oh, but here's a chance. Rare mistake. She's been so good, Sun Yu.
First red, then green. First red, then green.
Sun Yu just looking up, seeing De Bruyne from South Africa coming up, getting off the line, putting pressure on her. Great matchup that would have been.
2 red. Thank you. Time is off. Time is off. Here's the middle. Come here. Time's back on.
Few substitutes there for China, but ball back in the green and gold's hand. Attacking opportunity just outside the 22.
Matron Simmers, the vastly experienced player, onto the
you
field
go under,
now.
You go over.
For South Africa, she can create something.
Coach.
Their 3rd World Cup,
Bind.
34-year-old.
Set.
Loves a little snipe away from the base of the scrum too. Puts Roos into a wee bit of a hole, which was stopped by a high shot, although she still hasn't actually been stopped. Nadine Roos, they'll play the high shot.
Ruiz, the CrossFitter, showing her strength and power to withstand the China defense. They are hitting her hard, but she's staying on her feet. And with that high tackle, they have that option. Again, a lot of teams choosing that scrum option, pulling in the defenders, giving the back line that space. You'll see here, Ruiz right behind, be instrumental in this attack.
Bind.
South Africa needs to get a wriggle on, though. They need to score quickly, and then again, Simmers, away she goes from the base of the scrum once more. They were awake to the threat this time, China. Going to push bodies out of the way is Malinga. Now Ruth trying to create some space for Jacobs. No way through for Felicia Jacobs. Simmers. Clock ticking on South Africa. Malinga.
Advantage.
Another advantage. Simmers wants to play the penalty.
It's over here. It's over here.
Referee so detailed with that place of the mark, but South Africa playing on.
Ruth scooting around the outside by herself and then throwing a lovely ball for De Bruyne. Again, China's defence withstands the pressure. South Africa pushing. It's going to be too little too late, but they'd still love more points to finish off on a high. Simmers.
High.
Again, high from China. Simmers goes again. Looking for the runners to find a hole. Number. Able to stop and go once more. Penalty again. Matron Simmers is making sure the referee knows and had enough now.
Too many penalties, too many infringements within the 22, preventing South Africa from a try scoring opportunity. So it's a yellow card for Yang. She'll sit the rest of this match out.
Diving.
South Africa, they won't be able to win it, but they would dearly love to reward their very loyal home fans, and not getting out of there is Chen Kuyi. That's another advantage being played. Got to have the numbers wide. De Bruyne on the end of the chain, and Marlies De Bruyne will get a well-deserved try to finish off for South Africa.
De Bruyne giving the fans something to cheer for. It was simple hands. They made it a little more complicated. However, she does well, a little hitch kick, and she's into the corner. Consolation try for South Africa. However, home crowd, super proud. These women have made their home crowd very proud.
It's been a big, big weekend and a big build-up for these South African women. And the kick. Oh yes, what a conversion to finish off. What a bright moment
And a good tournament, South Africa. They are building and building. They're going to be so much better for this. But it is China who take it 21 points to 19. And we can get down and get straight away some reaction from the Chinese camp. Chen Kuoyi is with Gareth Rees.
Hi.
Chen, first of all, what a great win for your team. How did that feel?
Thank you. It was very excited to play in such a stadium. And I think we work hard. And we have been starving for better result. Yeah, but I think we need to work harder.
And what has it meant for you and your country to be a part of the World Cup?
Oh, for me, this is my third World Cup. It's a very special experience for me. And for my country, I think it's very inspiring.
Well, good luck, and thank you very much for all you've given us here.
Thank you.
She's a wonderful player, Chen Kuoyi, the third World Cup.